If you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi and welcome back to Courtside Financial, the channel where we talk about business and technology. Today we're going to be talking about the Chinese EV. Today we're going to be talking about the Chinese new energy tax exemption being extended. Finally, it was announced, it's official. No more speculation there. And then we're also going to be talking about why the Middle East is investing in Chinese automakers. I know yesterday we talked about why the Saudi Arabia backed firm investing in NIO is a good thing for NIO, but we never really talked about why the Middle East would want to invest in these Chinese companies. So stay tuned, it's going to be a very good video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. It really does go a long way in helping out the channel. Wanted to start recording this video earlier, had some technical difficulties with my camera, so we're just going to shoot on my laptop and continue to edit it from there. Alright, so as we discussed on their channel already, there is a tax exemption going on for electric vehicles through the end of this year. Well, today the Chinese government has extended the exemption from 2024 all the way up into 2027. Now let's get into the details of that. Let's talk about what you need to know, what's important. Alright, so beginning in January 2024, the tax exemption has a maximum tax exemption of $4,170 US is the conversion, which is 30,000 RMB. Now this is only going to last all the way from 2024 all the way to 2026. Then the tax exemption is going to be halved. So that means that instead of getting 4,170 US dollars or 30,000 RMB, they're actually going to get half of that, which is going to be 15,000 RMB. Now this does go for all new energy vehicles. That's going to be plug-in hybrids, electric vehicles, fuel cell vehicles, anything that's kind of new energy and reducing the carbon footprint. And for background information, the standard tax that the Chinese pay on vehicles is 10%. Now, last year on mainstream ICE vehicles, but it looks like that was not continued into 2024 when the original set of rules expires. Now, something super interesting here actually is that this new policy actually does benefit NIO. I think it's going to spur some demand there for them. It really does support vehicles that support battery swap. So how does that work, you ask? So when a customer purchases a vehicle, if the invoice for the battery and the vehicle are separate, they're only being taxed on the cost of the vehicle. Now, NIO is very huge on the separation of the battery and the vehicle. They have battery as a service, they have battery swapping, all these different type of things. So it's actually going to be beneficial for a lot of people to go with battery as a service, and they can even cancel their battery as a service subscription, I believe, and then go back and purchase the battery later. But that means that initially they were only paying taxes on the vehicle, not the battery at all. Most brands in China can't do this, and NIO is the leader in battery swapping. So if you want to take advantage of that, it only makes sense to go with NIO. Previously, the rules are allowed for some car companies to only be taxed on the car and not the battery, but that's not the case anymore. Battery has to be separately invoiced from the vehicle. So I think this is pretty good news for NIO. Definitely going to be really good news for their sub brand that's going to be rolling out next year in 2024 as well. Now the next topic I wanted to talk about is these Middle Eastern entities making investments into electric vehicle companies or new energy vehicle companies. Why is it happening, and why aren't they making the investment on their home turf? Why are they going to other countries for it? At a high level, the investment from Middle Eastern entities into countries like China is a sign that the region is serious about transitioning into new energy. It's also a sign that these entities are willing to invest in what some would consider risky business. One of the most notable investments is an investment of 5.6 billion into a new energy vehicle maker called Gaho Automotive. This is definitely the largest investment that the Middle East has made into new energy vehicles thus far. Now, obviously, we talked about the Saudi Arabian backed firm CYVN investing into NIO yesterday, investing a substantial amount, and we talked about how that could benefit NIO, why it's a good deal for NIO. But let's talk about why it's a good deal for the Middle East to do this as well. The Middle East is a region that's pretty much rich, and they're rich from oil, but as far as technology, they're technology poor. And so this has created an opportunity for new car companies just like NIO, as it appears that the Middle East believe that that could be a key area of growth for their economy in the future. So they want to get in early, and they have enough capital, like I just mentioned, to partake in these long-term strategic investment. While the Middle East is pretty cash rich from oil, they also are focused on carbon reduction. The Saudi government in 2023, which is this year, has actually set a goal for 2030 that 30% of the vehicles on the road in the Middle East will be new energy vehicles, specifically for the capital Riyadh. I hope I'm saying that right as well. And the Israeli government's goal is to ban the sale of new ICE vehicles by 2030 as well. So that speaks volumes too. As I mentioned earlier, the Middle East is not a place that's short on money, but their technology isn't really up to par with, as far as electric vehicles and many other things, isn't up to par with like a China or the US automakers that we have as well. With the increased investment that we're seeing right now into the electric vehicle market from the Middle East, it's not unfair to say that a lot of these companies can expect to get a decent amount of revenue from the Middle East in the future. The Middle East has always been the world's largest place for oil production and exporting oil. So it's clear that their economy is very dependent on oil as well. According to statistics, oil accounts for 70% of the energy consumption in that region. So anyways, I hope that makes it clearer on how this relationship between NIO and CYVN and what the Middle East is doing and where they're putting their money, why it makes sense, why these things are kind of symbiotic for them. It's a give and take relationship. The NIO CEO actually even said that, I believe he said something, I'm paraphrasing here, but I believe he said something along the lines of this deal was done in like 3 weeks, because it just made so much sense. But anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy the content. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.